I am here with Seb from ThemBloodyKids. How are we doing today, mate?
Oh, yeah, not bad, man. Not bad. How you doing?
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. You know, the sun is actually shining for a change, so more than happy than the absolute dross that we've had the past couple of days.
Yeah, it's been a pretty miraculous change. It's lovely here in Scarborough where I am right now.
Excellent, good stuff. So obviously, ThemBloodyKids, it's a pretty big month for you, isn't it? Really, I mean, was it 2 weeks ago you had the new album that came out? Do you want to tell us a
Yeah.
bit about that?
So yeah, we dropped the album on the 23rd of April. It's kind of, I guess, it gives the world a chance to get to know the message and the band. You know who we are as Them Bloody Kids and what we sort of stand for. And it's kind of almost an invitation to join us on our journey. I just encourage anyone who's got a spare 45 minutes to give it a listen because we think we've got bringing something new to the table, hopefully.
Absolutely.
So yeah, enjoy it.
Good stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, you want people to know what you guys stand for. So, what is it that Them Bloody Kids stands for? That's the question.
Well, I guess we. So I mean, we have varying political views in the band, but I guess we all sort of want to have togetherness. You know, everyone wants everyone to be happy together, and that's basically the main thing. And we just sort of, I being the lyric writer, I'm the one that sort of gets to put my message across the most. But I mean, I think that as a band, what we want out of the audience is just to enjoy themselves and smile a little bit, you know. And despite all of the message that we're sending of the fact that the world kind of fucked and you know the system that we're living in is a bit screwy,
Yeah.
but despite that, we still want to make danceable tunes that people can laugh and have a dance around to. So that's basic. That core, we want to be a fun band that people can have a laugh to, but also makes people think twice about what's going on politically at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's really good. So, see, I reviewed your album a few weeks ago, and yeah, that really came across. You know, it was this sort of sound of like really groovy, sort of stonery riffs, but all the lyrics are absolutely scathing political commentary going on. That is fantastic. I think. So, if you're the lyric writer, you say so.
Yeah.
Does that mean it was you that penned my favourite line on the album, which was "My mind crumbles like a biscuit in a brew"?
Yeah, that was me. Yeah. I guess that's just kind of a northern thing that came out in the lyrics. I just thought I like the imagery of it, you know.
Yeah.
Quite sort of it sort of summed up how I was feeling when I moved down to London. So yeah, I like that line. It's my favourite line. So yeah.
Excellent, good stuff. So what was it that made you move down to London then? Obviously, being from, do you say Scarborough is where you are at the moment?
Yeah. So I'm from the northeast in Scarborough. Darren's from Liverpool, but he moved to London like 10 years ago or 15 years ago, something like that. And then Antonio, he only came over a few years ago to start uni. I came down a couple of years ago to start uni originally and to start a band because I was previously in a band up north and I wanted to just start take it more seriously. All I wanted to go our separate ways and start taking like the music in our own sort of fields more seriously. And I thought the only real place to go was London. You know, it just made sense. I looked at places like Leeds, I looked at Liverpool, and I thought, you know, these guys, it's got a kicking scene there. It's a vibe, you know, but it just wasn't the sort of pull that London had because London's just got all the little boroughs, and you can once you sort of take over London, it feels like you've completed sort of something. So yeah, that was kind of the big one. I just sort of thought, you know, why not smash it out? If I can get a solid fan base in London, then you know that's somewhere that I can just sort of grow from.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, London is obviously, you know, is the capital. It's where everything is, isn't it? Really. So, are there any sort of like particular boroughs that you guys kick around in more than any others, or is it you sort of all over the shop?
Well, I mean, we went to London. Well, me and Vane went to uni in Kilburn. So yeah, North London is basically where we're all kicking around.
Yeah.
I love Camden. Camden's like my area. I love it, man. I love the quirkiness of it, man. I love the fact that just everyone's having a good time. Everyone's always in Camden, just sort of like out for a good day. You know, there's no like businessmen in suits trotting around looking depressed. It's just kind of everyone having a good time. And that's the thing that I despised about London when I came down is I didn't want to be surrounded by all these suits and tall buildings and that. Because I'm a village boy at heart, you know. So it's just like I wanted to have that alternative crowd, and Camden's just got that, man. You know, it's great.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah, and you get punks like begging for money to have beers, which is great. You know, you don't get that anywhere else.
No, that's true. So have you guys managed to play any of the venues in Camden yet, or are you still yet to?
Yeah, we've dotted around in Camden. Yeah, we played the Fiddler's Elbow, we played the Black Heart, we've played the Dublin Castle. Where else have we played? Yeah, we've got another gig lined up in the future for Fiddler's Elbow as well. I think we've played some other venues, but I'm pulling a blank on that one. But yeah, we've played plenty down there. I mean, that's sort of. Oh, and the Unicorn in Camden, obviously. Yeah. So yeah, we played a few on there, and it's great crowds. We love the people in Camden. Everyone's always out for a good time, like I said. So
yeah,
it's just a good time. And the gigs, everyone's always moshing and having a dance and getting drunk and that. So that's what you want, isn't it? That's really what you want from a crowd. So
that's the best thing about those sort of gigs, isn't it? You want everyone to have a good time, and
yeah, definitely.
That's clearly what you guys are all about, which is great. So I believe you've also got a new video in the works to come along your side of your album. Is that right?
Yeah, well, we've got two actually. We're waiting on two. Okay. We've got the Demon video, which we've mentioned a lot. That we spent a long time getting that one sorted. I think we did 4 days of filming, and we've done the videographer, the cameraman, he and the editor as well. He's does all one job. Sorry. He's been messing around with all that and getting it sorted and putting the finishing touches on it and all. But yeah, we're really excited for that one. And then we've got another one, which is an animated video, which is to go with the album, which is the Radical Animals, the title track. It's that song, and it sort of shows this dystopian UK with the Prime Minister sort of waging nuclear war. And it's about the people standing up and, fighting against that oppressive power, whatever that may be. Yeah. So yeah, look forward to them because they're two cracking videos and we're really excited to get them out.
Yeah.
We're really excited.
No, that's cool. So is that second one going to be a similar sort of style to the album artwork on Radical Animals then?
Exactly. It's the album artwork come to life, really.
Fantastic.
And you get to sort of see the story behind the album artwork. Yeah.
Yeah, because for those of you who haven't seen it, so the cover for Radical Animals it almost looks like a political cartoon where you have it's the Prime Minister, isn't it, as a nuclear weapon, sort of giving out some sort of speech. So
outside on 10 Downing Street. Yeah, we actually got in touch with someone that does the cartoons for newspapers.
Okay.
We actually got it done. We spotted someone was like, it was quite. I thought it would just be quite a good political statement. Obviously, the album is quite political, like heavy politically, and so we thought, it suits it to have sort of at least a newspaper style artwork, and it didn't feel like it took too much away from the songs as well. It just sort of brings that vibe.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's just it was a really good accompaniment for that album. So yeah, that was great.
Totally, man. Cheers.
So obviously, for those who are probably watching this later, today is Friday. It's the 7th of May, which means that it's BandCamp Friday, which is obviously a very big deal for lots of people. What are your thoughts on that? Are you impressed with the way that BandCamp go around and supporting these artists?
That's fantastic what they've done over the course of the pandemic. Really helping bands from all sorts of whatever range of bands you are, to help you out get a little bit more income and to try and get you through. I know it's been really tough on us, but I know it's been tough on everyone else, not just in music, but within sort of the arts as well. Anyone really who's had a gig, like a gigging job, or where you have to sort of do art in any sort of capacity, it's been really hard. So it's good to see that there are some big companies like that are stepping up and giving us a bit of a break, because we're not getting any gig income.
Exactly, yeah.
So it makes sense for us to be able to get something back. And with Spotify, the way it is, people downloading stuff on YouTube, you don't really tend to get a lot of money for your music, and so it's a nice way for people to be able to know that they're giving the money to the band without having to specifically see the band. Which is great, and it gives them an access to us and an access to the music and a way of showing their support, which we really appreciate.
Yeah, because I think that's the thing for me as well. Like, Spotify is quite good for getting the name out there, but you really do need that core support from the fans, and BandCamp I think are doing a great thing with waiving their fees once a month and getting out there. So I'm assuming you guys have a BandCamp site yourself.
Yeah, we do, and we encourage everyone to get out there today and get on it.
and even if it's no longer BandCamp Friday when you watch this, that doesn't mean that you can't then go to their website and buy some of that stuff anyway.
Exactly.
So obviously that's a way to keep the van going at the moment, but with any luck, we are moving towards, getting out there, getting back on the road. And I'm assuming you'll be taking Radical Animals out on the road and bringing that energy to crowds. I mean, so is there anywhere that you're really keen to go to showcase this?
Well, we've got a load of gigs lined up at the minute, but I'm excited for all of them. Really, we've got gigs in Stockton-on-Tees, in Scunthorpe, in Hartlepool. all sorts of places, like all sorts of places. It's just like it's really exciting. I think that the one that we're probably the most excited for is to get back down into London. You know, just to play again to everyone that's been with us on the journey so far and has been able to, you know, that's just going to come back out and support us again. That's just great. It's going to be great to see them because obviously it's been a while and we haven't seen them at all.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be nice to see people in sort of a social environment that, you know, is a metal night essentially. You know, it's going to be great. Also, there's another the Cavern in Exeter. That was a great night that we did. That was our last show before lockdown, and we're playing there again in September. I think September, and we're really buzzing to play there because that was a great venue. Yeah, if you haven't checked that out, check that venue out. It's a cracking venue. Yeah, it's just a cool little vibe, man. The stage is cool, and the people were cool. I mean, you know, Devon Exeter. It's just a cool vibe, man. I've never been there before, and it was a vibe, so I'm excited to go back.
Okay. I mean, was it as full of cider as you'd be led to believe, or was it?
Yeah, actually, yeah. Now you mention it, there was probably a lot of cider on the bar, more so than beers, and I was like, yeah, I drink cider, so I'm all right. But yeah, I was like, oh, nice selection.
Yeah. So it turns out the Wurzels were right after all, then.
Exactly.
Oh, good stuff. So, well, if you're a cider drinker, then I'm assuming you do like a bit of a drink every now and again. But who would you say was the biggest partier in the band then?
So if you ask me this, so now it's going to be probably Darren.
Right.
If you'd have asked me a few years ago, I reckon I'd have said me.
Okay.
But yeah, I've chilled out a lot now, so I'm just trying to keep the level-headedness for the music, you know.
Okay.
Trying to stay focused, man. But yeah, Darren goes crazy every now and then. So do I. But I mean, you know, you got, I mean, especially with lockdown, man. It's so tempting just to get like fucked all the time.
Absolutely,
you know,
yeah.
So you have to have a bit of control and be able to just get on with doing things without having to have necessarily like any sort of timetable in. Being able to just get on with it and not just get pissed at 10 a.m. in the morning. It's so easy to do.
I know it is, isn't it? Like when there's nothing else to do, it's so easy just to crack open a can and think, well, what else is there to do today? We'll just
exactly.
No, I mean, are there any like particular examples of Darren's hard party that you're allowed to share with us, or is it?
Trying to think of something that's sort of public friendly. That sort of thing. Just like, nope, can't say that. Nope, can't say that. Probably. Actually, this one's good. So we were recording the album, and if you listen to, obviously listen to, but there's some screams and like screaming at the end of Molly and at the beginning of The Demon. There's like all this sort of hellscape screaming and like little manic laughter and all this crazy shit. Darren drank a whole bottle of rum and we locked him in the vocal booth, and he was literally we told him, right, you need to scream, you need to laugh, you need to just be crazy, and he was literally on his knees screaming at the microphone, like just going crazy, man. And I was howling, but he couldn't actually get out of the booth, so you know, I think he was probably just screaming partly because he couldn't get out and partly because he wanted to get it done. I said that well. But that was probably the funniest time that I could say that I've seen Darren drunk.
Well, I'm sure we could chat about some of the other ones after I finish recording then. Eh?
Oh yeah.
Excellent. So yeah, some real authentic screams then at the end of Molly. So
oh yeah,
we need to make sure we listen out for those then.
Tormented screams.
Excellent. That's what we want. We love a bit of authenticity in music. So that's definitely an example of that, isn't it?
Sure.
Cool. I suppose I've probably only got one more question for you.
Cool.
Well, one structured question anyway. We can see where it leads. But obviously, everyone knows about the famous story with the brown M&Ms on the rider, making sure someone goes right through and checks everything is on there. So imagine ThemBloodyKids got themselves right up to the top. You've written out your rider. What is it that you're going to put on there to make sure that someone's really paid attention? What's the craziest shit that you could think to put on a
well, that's a tricky question, man. I reckon this is a tough one, man. It's a tough one. I reckon I'm just trying to think of like make it all right. Okay, I mean this is probably pretty weird. I don't know why this one came to mind. I guess I'm thinking about cans, but making it so that every single can has the little thing, whatever they call the little tab thing, the wrong way around. Making sure every single one is the wrong way around and straight. I mean, that's just the most panicky thing that I can think of. But I mean, like, realistically, if someone didn't do that, I wouldn't be pissed off, you know. So it's one of the things, man. Just like, oh, cool, we did that. Nice.
It definitely bring out the OCD in someone if like they did all but one, though, wouldn't it?
Oh my god, yeah. I reckon Darren would freak out.
So does that mean Darren's like the sort of clean freak of the band, is he? Or
no, but I think he's very particular, you know. Sometimes
right.
some things set him off. He's the most, you know, he'll be messy as out, and then sometimes he's just something will set him off, you know, like, oh no, that's not right. We need to change that, you know, fucking hell, what's going on here? But, you know, he's not like that all the time. Right. He's a funny one. He can be funny sometimes.
Excellent. Cool. So that was the last question I've got for you then. Awesome, so before we sign off then, do you want to just remind everyone, you know, about your album, where they can find you, make sure that we can track you down after this?
Awesome. Yeah. So we're available on literally all of the streaming services. Deezer, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, whatever. Search for us and you'll find us. Even just Google us and then see whatever you can find from there. Just get involved. Like our stuff, comment on our posts, give us a share, give us a like on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and all that stuff. Enjoy us on the journey, man. We've got a long, this is just the first album. We've got a long way to go. This is going to be a long life, you know, with TBK. So strap in and get ready to go.
Perfect. Well, thanks for joining me there, Seb.
Cheers,
great
man.
speaking to you.
Yeah, nice to speak to you too, man. Take it easy.